start recording. We're going to immediately welcome back the YouTube audience who will watch this on a video on demand replay for what is Counterlogic Gaming FC episode 168. We got a big one coming up. Where Villa, who are towards the bottom end of the table, we blitzed the record for goals in the match against Marsh United. The previous record for the club was a 7-1 win over Southport and Ainsdale Reserves 3 seasons ago. So, 4 seasons ago even. So that shows you how long it's been since we had a high-scoring affair. 7-3. I lost my mind in that match. But here's the upcoming training. We're going to keep moving on. We've got Twinkle, who is doubtful with a hernia. Might be back, might not be back. Under 18s that have got Chester in the National U18 Northwest League as well. So welcome back, everybody. For what should be two games tonight, 2 games, and then we'll be off back tomorrow night with some Pangya, and we'll have F1 on Saturday, which might change. We might move Saturday to a Pangya stream as well, because I want to do a tour of Pangya, which will be all 20 games in a day, but that's got to be at least a 12-hour stream. So that's going to be a while. So, or it's going to be a longer stream, we'll say. So, you know, whenever we do decide to do a tour of Pangya, that's what it'll probably be, a weekend stream in which we do all 20 courses. So, Sally can't wait. This is all fluff. It's too late and she's walking on by. Here we go. Candy is sacked by Inter Miami. They'll be looking for a coach. Screw them. Forget that club. But yeah, that's what we got. So right now it'll be Pangya tomorrow, F1 on Saturday. Football Manager is back on Sunday. And then Age of History 3, Zulu the World on Monday. We'll do Leagues in Focus in the next week. Or the week after, the next week. Timing back on Tuesday. Action Timing. And then, again, Thursday will be Football Manager. And then we're kind of approaching the end of the streaming schedule. So it'll be Friday again for Pangya on the 7th. The 8th, there is no stream. The 9th, there is F1. And then Pangya on Monday, Timing and Tuesday, and Zulu the World on Thursday the 13th. And then we got to figure out what we're doing on the stream schedule side. So we'll probably figure that out on the 12th. We might take the 14th off, that Valentine's Day, and figure it out. So we could do that. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I heard you say, at least not today. So, lovely song. Oasis, Don't Look Back in Anger. One of their better songs, I will admit. Phenomenal track. We got my super mix, so let's get into it, shall we? We're almost at 10 days to go. November 26th. We do have November 26th. This is December right here. So I have to see how long Twinkle's injury is for, actually, because I don't remember. Well, oh, nice. Not a lot of people. I'm shocked at that. There is not a lot of people. So, hey, Vinny for the win. What's up? Thank you for the follow. We don't have a. I was just checking Twitch. I'm like, there's actually not a lot of people live tonight. I'm like, even on my following list, it's pretty light, and it just got even lighter. I think Dill went offline. So, well, welcome in. I don't know if it's supposed to be Viney or Vinny. It's spelled like Viney, but part of me thinks it should be Vinny. But welcome in. I am Benakage. This is a bottom to top save with the first one. Viney for the win. Nice. Okay. Welcome in. This is a bottom to top save with community members called CLG FC. And aside from Wellman here, who was in for the hurt Twinkle, all of the starting 11 are community members who had some connection to the former Counter Logic Gaming Esports organization. Uh, and we started in the 20th division of English football, and we are attempting to rise through the ranks and get up to the Premier League and win the Prem and the Champions League. Love that. Yeah, it's great. So that's our history. We've gone pretty much straight up, but um, we are currently top by 4 at the halfway mark of our 9th season at the helm. So, but welcome in, man. I appreciate you. Do you stream yourself? Do you play FM yourself? And if the answer to either is yes, let me know what you stream. And if it's to the FM question, let me know what your save is and who you're playing as. So this is one of. I actually play a few versions of FM. I play FM daily. Don't really stream. That's fair. Who are you playing? What's your save? Uh, I actually play a few different FMs. I play this on stream, but then I have FM 23, 16, and 10 installed, and every single save is different. Every single save is different. Uh, FM 10 is an FA treble challenge I created, which I'll be doing at some point on the stream when the save concludes. And scouting reports. I don't want him. He's too old. 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 I can't even sign him. He's too old, and he's too old. Okay, cool. Really useless scouting reports. You live in Australia, but currently playing on the online save as the Bray Wanderers in Ireland. Nice. Do you have an A-League team? Even IRL? Do you have an A-League team, or I don't know what the division below the A-League is in Australia. I do know the A-League very well. I actually used to cover it for a social media site. Uh, Shit, that was like 13 to 14 years ago. I used to cover it. So it's been a while since I've kept in touch with it. I'll put it that way. Live in Brisbane, so the Brisbane War. Okay, fair enough. Uh, EPL team. Let's go. So I'm not a Fulham fan, but I respect anybody who doesn't play or who doesn't pick a top 6 club. Do you know what I mean? So, now that Gold Coast folded, who would be the Roar's like big idol? I mean not idol, rival. Because obviously like Gold Coast it made sense, right? But I don't know. I mean, they folded a long time ago, so I don't know. I don't know who the rival would be. Sydney FC. Okay, good. Then I have every confidence I can tell you. If I had to pick an A-League club, it would be the Central Coast Mariners. So, uh, without fear of being absolutely vilified, at least as far as I know. Good shout. Okay, fair enough. So, yeah. When I used to cover the league, that's who I mainly look towards is Central Coast Mariners. So, um, But I like it. I know that they expanded recently. I think they added a second team in New Zealand within the last few years. So I'm like, thank God, man. I hope that league keeps going. So, correct. Yeah, yeah. So the growth of that league has been a lot slower than MLS. I'll put it that way. I'm obviously American. If the accent didn't give that away right from the get-go, um, but uh, and the jersey. I mean, to be fair, but yeah, MLS has kind of like exploded. You know what I mean? Whereas it felt like A League, it's been a lot more labored of a growth. But the fact that they are growing, at least, is a good sign. So, do you go to games? I do love a good MLS save. I'm so happy you freaking said that because everyone I talk to is like, "Oh, it's too complicated," and I'm like, "Get through your first season, and then give it a second season, and then if you can't get it, then I understand." But like, once you get past season one, it's not too bad. I went to the game last week, but the roar shit. Yeah, I had to look at the standings. Vinny, I'm gonna be the same way, mate. I'm a Union fan. We do not buy talent. We bought a center back this season, right? You know what we did last season? We sold our defensive midfielder to Corinthians, and we sold our one of our three-star strikers. I'm playing Union in MLS. That's pretty sick. That's awesome. Yeah, we sold Carranza to Feyenoord, and we sold Martinez to Corinthians last season, and the season fell apart. We finished, I think, like 11th or 12th or some shit. So, and we've only bought a center back, and we traded one center back, our other starting center back, to Chicago this offseason. So I'm like, bro, we're gonna be we're gonna be so bad this season. It's just we're gonna be bad. We're gonna be really bad. So I'm not looking forward to that. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to being back. I can't wait to go back to the stadium. I just miss the football. So it's always a good time going down there, even though the team is just absolutely dreadful. So we'll see what they do. I mean, the season starts in like 4 weeks, so it's not too much. It's not too much longer. Uh, but you guys are in summer, so I'm so jealous. You guys are in summer. I want it to be summer so bad. Are Union fans ruthless like Eagles fans? We can be. Um, that's Philadelphia in general. Um, the team that's probably it's so fucking hot here today. Yeah, the team that's probably the least like that in Philadelphia are the Union, right? Because the sports just had to make a lot of headways. I don't know what it is. There's a lot of stereotypes about the sport that you might actually have the same stereotypes in Australia about it. Like it's a diving sport. A lot of these kind of old time thinking parents will be like, it's not a man's sport, things like that. Yeah, it's had to really when you have other real physical sports, like in your case, Aussie rules football and rugby, and you have, in America's case, obviously American football, um, and ice hockey even. Football kind of it has a lot of stigma to fight, but it's making progress. But it is the most played youth sport in Australia. It's the most played youth sport in America as well, by the way. So our database is really big. So if it looks like it's taken a while to process, that is exactly why. Because our database is huge, and it should start to alleviate in a few seasons. But for right now, it's almost 400,000 players. So patience is a virtue. Yes, yes. So the games are going to be on comprehensive highlights because the processing is going to take a while. So, but in the meantime, um, we've had what have we had in the save? We've had uh, Newcastle have won the league. Villa finished fourth, I think, 3 or 4 straight years. We had Nottingham Forest finish third and turn around the next season in the Champions League and be in a relegation fight at the same time. I had Wolves who were the worst team in the Prem, play the best team in the championship, Sunderland, for the FA Cup just this past season. And Wolves won it and then got relegated in the same season. So they played Europa League while in the championship, which was crazy. I, I know Wigan did it IRL, but still. Uh, and that's basically all the craziness that we've had. The only other one through the top divisions is we've had Scunthorpe United make the National League playoffs 6 straight seasons, get to the final in 3 of those seasons, and still fail to get up to the to the football league. Um, Logic FC under 18s enjoyed big win over Chester FC Chester under 18s, while they matched the scoreline we had for the senior team. Look at that, Moises Mizamiro or Miru in the second minute put us ahead. Lloyd Leisurwood in the 7th, and again in the 14th before Philip Draper in the 34th made it 4-0 at the break. Jordan Cameron in the 56th pulled one back for Chester. Jordan Carlisle in the 65th made it 4-2 before Liam Young in the 69th gave us a 5-2 advantage. Dexter Hansen made it 5-3 before Lloyd Leisurwood completed his hat trick in the 82nd and then added a 4th in added time at the end of the second half. 7-3 for the under 18s. They move within 2 points of FC Halifax Town at the top of the under 18s league. So where are we now? A couple things about the save real quick. We're in the 12th division, right? Westmoreland Football League Division 1. We have money, though. Reason being is because, so obviously when we created the community players, we gave them decent stats. They're not anything that'll win the National League or anything like that, but um, we gave them like some good stats. So they were wanted while they were young, really young. They were wanted pretty heavily, and our board sold a few of them out from underneath their feet. We've had to pull them back into the club using the editor. Um, because of that, the club has money, and it's also needed because to get around the problem of the amateur leagues, which nobody's on a contract, we've had to make the club professional when we made it at the start and give it some finances so that they could actually afford the contracts for the players. So all the players are contracted and paid, and the club has a little bit of money. Not anything groundbreaking. It's like $1.5 million. It's not anything hugely groundbreaking. Just to help with the contracts and keeping the players at the club, or trying to keep the players at the club. Um, so that's where we're at. All the players now, I think, are like 23 or 24 years old as well. So I've had Newcastle win the Champions League uh, a few times. I've had Spurs bottle the Conference League twice. That was fun. They bottled the Conference League and they bottled the Champions League. So they're not beating the allegations on this save, that's for sure. Uh, but yeah, I'm happy you're a Fulham fan, man. That's awesome. I am a West Ham fan, so I'm also not a big six club supporter. Obviously Philadelphia. I was born in Philadelphia. I was raised in Philadelphia. Boo! Listen, bro. Fulham's a club I can respect because first off, the stadium is phenomenal and the location in London is awesome. And second off, again, they're not, they're London's first club, so I don't have any quarrel with Fulham. Uh, don't boo me. But no, it could be worse. Okay, it could be worse. So, but yeah, I support West Ham. It's pain enough, mate. It's pain enough. I'm gonna be honest with you. Attacking movement, yeah, that's fine. Uh, Remind me of the mud. All right. I can't even send them on a coaching course because my board keeps denying fucking everything. Uh, No, I don't have. Wait, just a London rival. Yeah, exactly. But there's no actual like derby or anything. Like they'll always be like, it's a London derby, and I'm like, it's not. I mean, it is by geography, but it's not really like. We both fucking hate Chelsea. Let's put it that way. Now Chelsea, there's a club to hate. Arsenal, there's a club to hate. Um, I can't stand Chelsea. Oh my god, I can't stand Chelsea. Chelsea and Spurs are the two clubs I probably hate the most. I know Millwall's supposed to be in there, but they're so flippin' irrelevant. You know, they're never even a passing thought. Let's be real. Um, but who would your guys' rivals be? Wouldn't it be like? Wouldn't it be like Palace? Chelsea, yeah. Chelsea, QPR, Brentford, to a lesser extent. Okay, yeah. Brentford. And Spurs are popular in Australia at the moment. Well, yeah, because Ange, I do feel bad for him. That club is so racked with injuries. And, like, part of me is like, listen, it is his problem because he keeps playing that high line. And he doesn't change his tactics at all. Like, he's going to play the same exact way. And that's going to get you in a lot of trouble, which obviously they're in. But at the same time, like, I can't remember an injury crisis this bad in the Prem since I've been watching. And I've been watching about 20 years. So, QPR and Chelsea are the biggest. And then Brentford, yeah. Yeah. Let's do leagues in focus. This is a feature we do. We keep an eye on MLS, the top 5 divisions in England, plus the level above us. So let's just have a look. NYCFC beat Atlanta. Columbus downs Philly. NYCFC then beats New England. Inter Miami beats DC. Orlando downs Montreal. Then Orlando downs Miami. Columbus to the rescue, though. They beat NYCFC and they down Orlando. All the shit clubs heading off. Mate, stream well. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. You enjoy the rest of your day. I know it's kind of, what is it? It's like midday over there. But yeah, you enjoy the rest of your day, brother. And I'll catch you another time, hopefully. Columbus downs Orlando. So Columbus are through to the MLS Cup final. In the West, the Scum down Colorado. Then they down Real Salt Lake. Seattle beats Portland. Seattle beats Sporting Kansas City. Austin beats the Galaxy. St. Louis beats San Jose. Then St. Louis advances on Pens over Austin. Seattle down the Scum, and then Seattle beats St. Louis City 2-1. So the more things change, the more they stay the same. To the old guard, the Seattle Sounders and the Columbus Crew in the fight for the 2031 MLS Cup. And when is that game? That game is on the 6th. Premier League, Arsenal lead by 3 over City. Newcastle second, Newcastle third, Chelsea fourth. Sunderland still 5th. Man United now up to 6th. Spurs are 7th. Villa down to 8th. Liverpool are still hanging around at 11th. My beloved West Ham are 14th. And then Palace 2 points above the drop over Bristol City. Fulham 3 adrift in 19th. Forest are 8 adrift in 20th. Sky Bet Championship, Norwich top by 6. Leeds lead the playoff places by 3, which include West Brom, Coventry, Brentford, and Burnley. Swansea 2 points on the outside, looking in 7th. At the bottom of the table, Derby County just a point above the drop over Huddersfield. Derby have won in 5. Huddersfield have won 3 of their last 5. Salford City still 9 adrift in 23rd. Stockport County are 13 adrift in 24th, and none of those two clubs have won in 5 games. At the top of Sky Bet League 1, it is Stoke City. They lead by 4 points over Barnsley, who lead the playoff places by just as many, over Portsmouth, Charlton, Burton, and Plymouth. Cardiff 2 points on the outside, looking in 7th. At the bottom, Chesterfield in 18th are a point above the drop. They haven't won in 5. And then it's Crewe Alexandra and Exeter City are above the drop on goal difference over Wigan. Preston North End are 6 adrift in 22nd. Reading in 23rd and Peterborough and 24th are both 7 adrift. Skybet League 2, Colchester United 5 points above Torquay United, who are level on points with Bradford City, and both are only in the promotion spots by, well, Torquay on goal difference, Bradford City on goals scored. Over Crawley Town, Carlisle United, and then there's South Shields and Yeovil and the rest of the playoff places. Wickham Wanderers, 2 points on the outside, looking in 8th. At the bottom, Doncaster, Notts County, Swindon Town, the last of which has 1 and 5. 2 points above the drop over Barrow, who also has 1 and 5. Stevenage haven't 1 and 5 either, and they're 12 adrift at the bottom of the Football League. In the Vanarama National, it is Oldham Athletic that leads the Vanarama National by 2 points over Kidderminster Harriers. Solihull Moors, Macclesfield, Sutton, Worthing, and Hartlepool make out the playoff places, the last of which has won 5 on the bounce. Bromley, 6 points on the outside, looking in 8th. At the bottom, Gillingham, Aldershot Town, and Maidenhead United are all 3 points above the drop. Gillingham and Maidenhead haven't 1 and 5, but they're still 3 points above the drop over Accrington Stanley. Bournemouth haven't 1 and 5 either. They are 4 adrift in 22nd. Dorking are 6 adrift in 23rd. Cheltenham haven't 1 and 5. In fact, they only have 1 win all season, and that win is over Gillingham. But Cheltenham at the foot of the Vanarama National, 9 adrift. The tier above us, Liverpool Premier League Premier Division, in Central, leads the league. Remember, they just got promoted last season. They lead the league by goal difference over Pilkington, and then it's Altrincham under 21 or under 20s, and Ashton Athletic are a point back. Only the top place is going up, by the way. At the bottom, Linthwaite AFC a point above the drop over New Mills, and Tideswell United 2 adrift in 12th. That's leagues in focus. Let's keep moving on. 2 games on the schedule for tonight. Starting with 12th place Ware Billa, who are going to be, they really need to pick up points, but I think we can smack them around a bit. And then we got Bolton. So, going to be a little bit of a later stream tonight. We're going to go to like 11:30 on the East Coast. Just because I was recording a video for Pixelated Suits. Anyway. Right. Did he go offline? He did. Man, there is absolutely flipping nobody on tonight. I'm shocked. We're fine there with the free agent offers. So, well, Cello just went live. There you go. There's one that's live. Two days to go. Not bad. We'll run the ads before the game, since they're coming up soon. Dwight Bishop is out, our backup keeper. We got our young keeper in. In fact, doesn't even have a contract. Tulloch. He is on a full-time contract. Is he wanted? He is loan listed. He's contracted till the end of this season. I'll have to see if the under 18s have anyone turning 19. And if that's the case, I'll pull him up. We are almost ready for our first of two matches here tonight. Where Villa, we are 1-4 favorites to draw 4-1. Where Villa 11-1. Let's kick this off with the first question from Ricky Grant, Talk Sport. Yep. Yep. I'm one of the best. I'm fantastic. They have quality of every players in every position. Yep. Yep. We stay patient. Everyone, look at that. They like that. Let's go. We know about the under 18s fixture class. It is Marino always gives us a tough time as well. All right. 1 day to go. And the ad's in 7 minutes, so we'll run them as soon as we get into close to the game. Takes so long. And boom, that should tick over. I might autosave. Right on cue. Oh, what's this? Run through the jungle. Oh, little old CCR. I think the processing isn't going to take 3 minutes, so I'm going to run the ads right now. Wait! Oh, I just ran ads. Welcome in. Uh, uh, how do you say that? I can wait. My bad, bro. I was there. That was terrible timing, man. That was such terrible timing. How do you say your username? uh, that's what I want to know. Peleodebriones. You're from Spain, so paleo is good. Okay. Oh, nice. Paleo de Briones. Oh, is that how it is? Okay. Okay. That might be it, actually. I ran the ads. I don't know if you're at the ads. Um, but yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, well, you're probably not at the ads actually. But nice. Welcome in. Um, this is a bottom to top save in England, which is why the game takes a while to process. uh, I think the database is like 400,000 players, and we have the youth intake in like a month, so it's gonna get messy. Um, but yeah, this is the bottom of the top save. We're in the 12th tier. We started in the bottom in tier 20, and we're in the 12th tier using a club of community members. So um, crazy. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So it's a club of members. The club is CounterLogic FC, which is a homage to the old CounterLogic Gaming Esports org. They did League of Legends, Counter Strike, Overwatch, Melee, Rainbow Six, Rocket League, PUBG, Apex Legends. They had a lot of teams back in the day. Halo as well. They died in 2023. That org doesn't exist anymore. But a lot of the community members, former commentators of the team, like myself and a few others on the side, their Discord community moderators, things like that, they've been recreated as players on the team. And we stuck them in the bottom division because I usually like doing bottom to top saves. I have one in FM16 right now, and one in this one in FM24. And we've been playing with them. So we're in the, like I said, we're in the 12th tier. We're top of the league by 4 points at the halfway mark. We have 2 games tonight. I'm surprised you're awake, man. Actually, it's like 5:40 over there, so it's a little early in the. No, it's like 3:40 in the morning over there. Um, it is middle of the night over there. Yeah, it's 3:41 over there. That's crazy. You're playing up who's of course. Who's your club? Who do you support? Let me put it that way. And what's your save? What's your FM save? So, uh, this should be getting close to there we go. Um, Marsh United and Polesworth North Warwick tomorrow is the marquee matchup. Young shines as Green hits comeback trail for CalLogic FC under 18s. Leiden camps in the 14th minute, and then Moises Mizamiro in the added time at the end of the first half. Liam Young also an added time at the end of the first half. We were 3-0 up at the break. Udoyan Fogbola put it in his own net, put it in our net, our own net, on the 74th, and then Liam Young in the 82nd made it 4-1. We win over Marine under 18s, and we are still 2 points behind FC Halifax Town in the league. Charlie Messer's been hurt. He's out 3 to 6 weeks. Konikun and Twinkle have passed their fitness test, so that is good for us. What'd you say? So, yeah, let me know what your saves are and who your club is IRL as well. So, we're going to be stopping the music in a second because we got walkout songs and stuff like that we got to go through. Everybody's looking good. Twinkle is returning to training in 5 days, so he is not going to be named. I do have Mukendi, who's always going to be named, Norris, Wildman, and Jones. And then I think that's it, really. Jones and Mukendi are always going to get spots on the bench. And then we always have a keeper. So that leaves me with 2 spots. One has got to be defensive. That's Harry Norris. And then I don't really have... the only downside to selecting Wildman, who's played very well so far since his debut, is I don't really have a sub at MC/DM. That's the only downside. And I feel like I should put Ben Brindley in there, but... Well, Sam Wellman would be that sub, but he's actually starting because Twinkle's hurt. So I think it's fine. We're just going to move on. And let's get into it, shall we? We're going to stop Supertramp. That's cool. Thank you, Supertramp, for carrying us through, but we got a game to go. They have made 3 changes to the starting lineup from the previous match. We are getting ready to go. Point the finger You carry your last performance will do well. They are ready and raring to go, so let's get into it, shall we? Holgate Park for this matchup. Ware Villa 0-1-4 in their last 5. We have 5 wins on the trot. Elman in for Twinkle, who is injured. First versus worst. I have different saves. I'm the same way. But right now, I'm doing a big pack one. I started in South Korea, and then I went to Real Sociedad and won the Europa League and the Copa del Rey. Then Leipzig won the Bundesliga. Newcastle called, but I didn't want to continue, so I went unemployed till some project convinced me. And you took Tenerife from 21st in the second division in September, and now 16 games to go. You have them in the playoffs to La Liga. That's insane. So I'm like that as well. I have a few different saves going. Like I have this one, which is a bottom to top. I have a bottom to top in FM16. I have an FA Treble Challenge that I'm doing in the FM10, and I have a Pacific Island Hopper in FM23 as well. So the Pacific Island Hopper is kind of neat. You start Pacific Island Hopper is neat. You start in the Federated States of Micronesia, or at least that's you don't have to start there. That's where I started, and I'm in the second division in Micronesia, and it's like it's just crazy. And like, what a ball. Go on, finish it, Snicky. Yes! Yes! Snicky fires it home on what's an absolutely brilliant ball, by the way. Akoni-kun saw that. I don't know why the defensive center backs were so far apart. Snicky just found the space right between. They've slotted it home. And just like that, it's 1-0. There you go, 1-0. Back to the fight music, shall we? So, I have another save that I started with Roma, won several Serie A, won Champions League, and won several times with Sweden World Cup and Euros, and went to Man City. Oh, nice. I had one save in FM20, I want to say it was. And it was like I started in Vietnam I started in Indonesia, I think it was, or Singapore, and then I went to Indonesia or Malaysia. And then I went to Malaysia, and then I went to Hong Kong, and then I went to Korea, and it was just there it is, Cookies with a second. Look at that, brilliant. We're off to an absolute flyer, 2-0 inside 7 minutes. So. That was a fun one because I just went all over the place. You know what I mean? But I've not managed in MLS, and I think that might be my next save. But I think this save's going to be a while. I remember to win at several OFC champions. MLS is great. MLS, they kind of. It's not too bad because I know the rules. Like I've been a season ticket member for 10 seasons. This will be my 10th season, so I understand the rules. But it used to be it never used to really work properly, like all of the rules. And they've got it in a place in FM24 where it's pretty close to what it's supposed to be like. Finally, so it's like. I can work with it, and I'm not buying 25 in March. I will be mainly because I'll still be on this save, so I have no reason to buy 25. So I'll be waiting to buy 25. God, cracking the knees. What a turn, Snicky! What a turn, man! 3-0. Philadelphia Union, actually. So we're a depressing side to like, man. So, but what do you call it? Yeah, it kind of works in FM24 the way it's supposed to. So I think I might give it a crack. Because here's the thing. I've had Football Manager I've been playing since 2010. I'm going to try to finish this fight song. And I've never managed an MLS. And I'm like, it's at some point I've got to give it a crack, you know. So, but I think that's what I'm gonna do for my next save is just manage an MLS until I win MLS Cup or the CONCACAF Champions League, one of the two. So, but I have a whole slew of saves. Like I have 5 or 6 save ideas. So, I remember back in the day watching LA Galaxy with Donovan and Keefe. What a great sign that was. With Donovan and Keane. That was like 2012, maybe? Yeah. That was when they won their 5th. And then they went a while without winning it. And then they just won in their sixth MLS Cup this past off season. Or this past season, I should say. So, but yeah. I have a few ideas for a save. I'm going to do the Pacific Islander on stream. I'm going to do the FA Treble on stream. I might try a UEFA Triple Crown Challenge. That is going to be fucking hard as shit, though. That's going to be hard as shit. But yeah. I just love the different ways you can play this game. So, I have way too many hours in on Football Manager as well. Way too many hours over the years. So, UEFA Triple Crown is crazy. Yeah. It's basically like, oh, what a ball. Snicky, what a fucking ball that was. Holy moly. So, UEFA Triple Crown is the save idea that I have. It's like that Liechtenstein team. Like Verdun, not Verdun, but the idea is you don't have to pick the Liechtenstein team, but whatever team you pick, in consecutive seasons, you have to win the Conference League and then the Europa League and then the Champions League, and you're not allowed to skip. So you're not allowed to skip over the Europa League. So that is going to be a hard challenge. I mean, consecutive seasons is just mental. So, but it should be good. It should be a lot of fun. So, then choose Fenerbahce. I probably won't. I don't mind Fenerbahce though, or something like that. Yeah, I don't. Oh fuck. I was thinking I could choose like who's good in the Bundesliga, I want to say like a Hoffenheim, but I don't know if they're even that good anymore. Sevilla might be a decent shout actually, as well, but no, because you will play champions if you win the league. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I see the way you're thinking. See, I was thinking go to a big league and then just scale down the team you play, like instead of playing Real. But you're right. Like, what if you actually do better than you wanted to? Yeah, you need to do it with a Norwegian team or something. Yeah, that's a good shout actually. That's a really good idea. So, but I'll oh man, what a lull in the game now. But we're 4-0 up. This is first versus worst, and we're smacking them 4-0. So, I don't even want to show you my tactic, bro. You're gonna blow your head off with this. Like it's gonna blow your mind, I should say. Not that way. My bad. That was terribly worded. But it's gonna blow your mind if I showed you my tactic in this game. I had Rowan come in here, who played at the FM World Cup, and he took one look at it and he was like, "What the actual fuck is this?" I was like, "Listen." And we're, oh my god, what a run over the top. Sticky hat trick, no. So, added time at the end of the first half, though. By the way, Paleo, do you stream yourself at all? You need to study the ratio coaches because some leagues will play conference league, but of course not champions. But you don't pass the summer matches. Yeah, You don't. Okay, that's cool. That's still cool. But you're 100% right about the coefficient table. I didn't even. It hadn't crossed my mind about that yet. What a ball. That's 5. That is 5 before the stroke of halftime. Wow. Wow. This is the biggest match. This is the most one-sided match we've had all season. I mean, we've been good against some teams. We've been real scrappy against others, and then Ware Villa just don't have quality. This is 5-0 away. That's crazy. Before the halftime whistle as well. What a freaking blowout this is. Everybody's above a 7 except for 2, and they're defenders. Probably because they haven't had anything to do, in all honesty. So, second half underway. Barton's immediately getting a lecture. So, look at that. Something about the last name Barton and catching the ire of the refs. Oh my God, Akoni-kun. Akoni-kun is our free kick specialist. He is a monster at free kicks. I have quite a few of his free kicks saved. What the fuck was that ball? Here's Barton, Burns, Watt, Holland Wilkinson, off the bar. I thought Brott was going to get to that one. He looked it the whole way. So, Cullen, Holland Wilkinson. Back to Cullen, Holland Wilkinson. That is nowhere close. So, I don't even think I want to make a sub, but like Spaps is not doing great, but I mean he's doing okay. But I think the first sub will be Harry Norris. I've subbed Spaps off so many times this season. I think we just got to give him a little bit more play time. Just because he's been the one that's been probably the worst performer all season. Is probably the team is like Spaps. What do you think about how football's seen in the U.S. and how much parents are paying for their kids to practice the sport? So there's twofold, right? Pay to play is just terrible. It's just absolutely the worst model. The U.S. is never going to move off that model. I hope people are aware. Like it's not a good model, but the U.S. is not going to change that because that's how they make their money. Having said that, Generation Adidas and the draft are there to kind of supplement the talent pool because it's pay to play. Like the whole reason with Generation Adidas is that MLS would put on these camps, these Generation Adidas camps, and these kids that were younger who maybe don't have a chance to get into these academies could play in them. Because it took clubs from all over, including some clubs not in the MLS system, the MLS youth system, and threw them into this camp where these kids could play MLS teams like, the under-15s for a team. So that initiative is good. I think now it's just called the U22 initiative. I don't think it's called Generation Adidas anymore, at least in the game. He's offsides. The second thing is the kids that don't have the money, or the parents that don't have the money, they can go to college, play in college, and then get drafted out of college. Problem with that is most talent doesn't really develop well at college. And I think that's why the draft is kind of moved out of really any significant relevancy, is because kids coming out of the draft are already 22. So 21, 22. So it's like if they've not really, really developed into something special, as opposed to a kid at the academy getting the best coaching, it's hard for their career to go anywhere. But I think pay to play hurts the U.S. I think there's initiatives to try and. Oh, he just missed that. There's initiatives to try and dampen the impact that pay to play has on the system of developing talent. But at the end of the day, it's always going to be a handcuff to developing talent. So, oh my God, that just deflected. That just went wide. It's the wrong system. It's totally the wrong system. So, um, I mean, the way you guys do it in Spain and the way they do it in Germany is like hands down some of the best systems they've got. And it's proven because you guys have gone on to win World Cups in the last 15 years. You know what I mean? So, a lot of that comes from the fact that there's an emphasis put on the youth and reserve and the development system. So, but talent in the U.S. in general is getting a lot better. I will say that. But yeah, I feel bad for the kids that have the parents that have kids that can really play the sport, but they can't get into these academies. Yeah, but the sport never grew like in Europe. Oh, yeah, that's one of the challenges, but it is still growing in the U.S. I mean, it's really. I think MLS is in a good spot as a whole, as a league right now, with what they're doing in how they emphasize young talent that has to be on the roster with the roster rules, and how they're bringing talent in from overseas as well. So, and they've become a really big festering ground for South American talent as well. A lot of big South American talent finds its way into MLS. MLS is a stepping stone for South American talent to move to Europe, and that was not the case 10 years ago. So Cookie's going for goal. That's way off. So here in Europe, you don't need to go to college. You go to your hood and you have choices. Yeah, exactly. So, but you know, the sport is definitely still growing, but it's definitely big. Like I think the problem we have here is and I talked about it with the previous guy that was here as well, is that it has to beat this stigma that a lot of media kind of hold over it. That it's not like a sport men play and it's like too far in like that. There's kind of a stigma about the game. Um, and then you either have that or you have people that just look at the league and say it's not as good as Europe. And I'm like, well, of course, but it doesn't mean it's objectively bad itself. So, for example, the reason I say that is Philadelphia is one of the top 5 markets for the sport in the country, but we do not. Our MLS side does not carry that top 5 viewership because the majority of Philadelphia are watching Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United. Those are the 3 big clubs. Sheamus is offsides there. He's not. Okay. So it's like, how do you get those viewers to come over to MLS? That's the big. I should make another sub at some point. So. Yeah, but Philly, you have the Eagles. Yeah, go Birds. I hope they win. I can't stand Kansas City, man. I can't stand. But Philly is a big sports town in general. Like Philly cares about the Flyers, they care about the Sixers, they care about the Phillies, they care about the Eagles. They started to care a little bit about the Union. They've cared a lot more about the Union now than they did when I started going to games back in 2016. I thought Crawford's offsides. The flag stays down. Oh, he absolutely careened that off the bar. Wow. Those numbers aren't going to exist. What do you mean? Like the people who watch the Prem and come and the Union try to get to the to come over to the MLS as well, or what do you mean by which numbers? So, because I think that's working. They are coming over slowly. Mainly because the team in the last 5 to 6 years has actually been very good. They haven't won anything, but they've been very competitive. So, I mean, we made 2 Champions League semifinals. and an MLS Cup final, and a U.S. Open Cup final. And we've made 2 Leagues Cup semifinals. So uh, the leagues, like, they it's going to be different this year. We're going to be absolutely terrible. But the Union have actually been very competitive. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, there it is. 5-0. Absolutely nothing in the second half. Everything in the first half. But it's fine. Snicky in the third. Cookies in the 7th. Snicky in the 16th. Snicky in the 25th. Snicky at added time at the end of the first half. 5-0 we run it out. Everyone looked delighted. Snicky's got a 10.0. Who is this U.S. talent that's linked in some way with Man City at 16? He's 15, and it's Cavan Sullivan. Cavan Sullivan. I could type his name out. I watched him play at the. I watched him play in the MLS Development League last year, MLS Next Pro, because he played for the Union too. So I watched him there. He's fucking good. That's how you spell his name. His brother plays for the Union as well. His brother's pretty good. I like him. I like his brother a lot, actually. Um, his brother is Quinn Sullivan, Quinn. But yeah. Sorry. But yeah, he's very good. The Union actually developed really, really good talent. Um, we've had Mark McKenzie, who I think is at Genk still. Where is Mark now? Where is Mark McKenzie? He might not be at Genk anymore. He's at Toulouse. Sorry. So Mark McKenzie's at Toulouse. We produced Paxton Aronson, who's at Utrecht on loan from Eintracht Frankfurt. We produced Brendan Aronson, who's at Leeds. Yep, Aronson brothers are from the Union. We produced Mark McKenzie. We produced Austin Trusty, who played for Sheffield United last season. We produced uh, Julian Carranza, who's at Feyenoord. Um, obviously Martinez, who's at Corinthians. And those were talents that didn't come up through the youth system, but we bought when they were very young and then developed them at the club a little further. Who else? There's one other I can't remember off the top of my head. It's going to kill me. Um, I know Anthony Fontana went over to play in Serie B in Italy for a while. He's back in USL now, but yeah, we develop a lot of talent. We signed another one coming up who looks good as well, Eddie Davis, who had a really good season last season in the reserve league. Carnforth Rangers, Baines in the 6th, Javier in the 22nd, John in the 71st, Affleck in the 79th from the spot, and they run out a big 4-0 win over Kendall County. Carnforth Rangers up to 5th. Slynewith Hest on the road at Lancaster Boys Club. Great Tour in the 35th. Bentley in the 71st. Slynewith Hest with a big win there. They move up to 6th. Lancaster Boys Club are going to slide down to 7th. Milnthorpe Corinthians hosting Endmore KGR. Craig's 20th minute penalty is enough to see Milnthorpe Corinthians pick up 3 big points for them. They move 7, clear the drop. Endmore stay in it. Polton United, Catton United, we got help from the league. Taylor in the 15th, Samuels in the 18th leveled it for Catton United before Fallon put Polton back ahead 2-1. Gelhart in the 85th at least got Catton a point. But we win, Catton draw, which means we are guaranteed, no matter the Marsh result, to be 6 points clear at the top of the table. West Ham lose to Fulham. And that is that post-match press conference coming up here. Here we go. Let's kick this off. Thomas Cotula from goal. They deserve the day off. I'm delighted. It was a keen goal. The record speaks for itself. It's close enough we can taste it. We just have to see it through now. Uh, uh, I hope, Kat, you don't see anywhere with knee-jerk decisions like that. Yep, there you go. So there you go. 6 unbeaten. Snicky is the player of the week. Yeah, they had to be, man. They had 4 goals in a 10.0. Uh, it didn't make sense. Just wouldn't have made sense if they weren't player of the week. But there you have it. For the YouTube, this is the end of the episode. So I'm going to click stop recording. This was episode 169 of CLG FC. We'll see you in the next one for the continuation of the second half of the season. Until then, take care.